Hey, I'm Morgan, and today I'm going to talk to you about overcoming no's. So, when all of us got started with Usborne, I know that one of the first things that we did was send out messages to friends and family asking them to host parties. We wanted to get our business off to a great start, and that was one way to do it. Send lots of messages and see if people will host. And if you were anything like me, I check Facebook all the time. I would check my text messages all the time, and I waited. And a lot of times I got absolutely no response. And I also got a lot of no's. And if you've done the Usborne color test before, I am a blue-green person, which means that I'm a people pleaser. I like to make people happy. I do not like disappointing people. I don't take rejection great, so this has been a huge learning curve for me. And I had to learn very early on not to take this personally when people completely ignore you or when people just flat out say no. Some people just are not interested in hosting parties. Some people have never heard of our books and they may just not be willing to jump in and host right off the bat, and that is okay. As I just said earlier, you just have to not take this personally. My very best friend in the whole world has never bought a book from me. I've been with Usborne for about 8 months now, and she actually told me not to ask her to host a party. It bothered me at first, but I just realized that I can't take it personally, and I just have to move on to the next person. I will say that some of my tips are to think outside the box when you're thinking of people who could host. Think of teachers, any family members who have kids, friends who have kids. I even saw on the BookBud's page earlier that someone had an amazing party with a friend who doesn't have kids, but she knows people who have kids. And you just have to think, maybe get outside of that friend zone and think of anyone that you know. I have had a few great parties from friends who are in a mom group that I'm in, but I don't see them all the time. They're just people that I know who have kids. Some of my very best parties have been through my children's classmates' parents. I've had one who's actually hosted 2 parties now, and she's ordered hundreds of dollars worth of books. They are big in reading at their house, and they found out about Usborne through me, and she's just been an amazing hostess. So those are just some other people that you can think of that aren't some of your very best friends. One other thing that I'll say is that sometimes people come around. I've had a few people who weren't interested in hosting, and then when they receive the books that they ordered, they've emailed me or they've sent me a Facebook message and they've asked to host. They love the books that they got and they want to get in on getting some free ones. I've also gone back through some of my parties and waited until I know that people have received their books, and if there were some people who were very active in a party, I'll email them and just ask them if they're interested in hosting, and I've gotten a few people that way. I do think in my experience that I've had a lot more response from people when I ask personally rather than just posting in the party or posting on my page. That might be a different experience for some of you, but for me, I've gotten much more I've gotten more response from people when I ask them personally. My challenge to you, I have 2 of them. One, I want you to message enough people to get 20 no's. That means message anyone, ask them to host a party, and once you get 20 no's, you can stop. Because out of that, I guarantee you that you're going to get at least 1 yes and probably more. And if you haven't done the challenge from our first video where you messaged 50 people, try that too. Let me know how many no's you get, and you can stop when you get 20 no's. And then in the comments, if you have any tips on overcoming no's, or if you have any advice on someone who's kind of stumped and doesn't really know where to go, just feel free to put that in the comments. We're all here to help each other, and I hope y'all have a great day, and good luck getting all those no's. Bye.